Steven Wilson versus Elliot Scheiner. Has the student finally become the master? All right, big news, Atmos fans. We have Van Morrison's Moondance up on Apple Music in streaming Atmos, mixed by Steven Wilson, one of the greatest surround and immersive mix engineers of our time and really of all time. He is way, way up there in my absolute top pantheon of mixing gods, really. He has gone head to head, finally, at last, with Elliot Scheiner, the godfather of surround, the man who sparked interest in surround mixing for Steven Wilson via his work on In Absentia and Deadwing. Elliot Scheiner, the godfather of surround, mixed Moondance into 5.1 for an earlier Deluxe set. And not only that, I will link below my original review of Moondance in 5.1. I did this video when I had 100 subscribers. It is very old. Watch it if you want to. The link will start you at 6 minutes, 20 seconds, and that's where I start to talk about Elliot Scheiner's mix. Okay, so have mercy on yourself and start the video there. So this raises the question, Steven Wilson versus Elliot Scheiner. Has the student finally become the master? This is the first time that Steven Wilson has been asked to remix an album already remixed by Elliot Scheiner. And it so happens that Elliot Scheiner was an original recording engineer on the Moondance project. And that's one of the reasons he got asked to do the 5.1 mix in the first place. This 8-track recorded album. So who has rendered it better to my ears into surround or immersive? Has the student become the master? No. I have listened to Steven Wilson's streaming Atmos mix twice now, and I listened to Elliot Scheiner's 5.1 mix in between. And Scheiner delivers a punchier drum kit that sounds more realistic sounding backup singers. It has more of a cohesive quality to it while still being plenty discreet. In fact, some of the same decisions are made, like horns and acoustic guitars are often in the rear of the room via both mixes, Wilson's Atmos and Scheiner's 5.1. Wilson did a very interesting thing with his Atmos mix. Up in the front of the room, you really have bass guitar, drums, and Van Morrison's lead vocal, and that's it. Everything else is more or less vacant of those channels, at least when I went and checked. And that results in kind of this kind of clashing event where on a lot of tracks he gets the acoustic guitar situated way, way, way too closely with the horns, and it just doesn't work for me. Scheiner's mix feels like it really suits the song each and every time. I will say that Steven Wilson's mix has the slightly edgier foghorn.
Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I want to hear it.
And it is an interesting listen. I just feel like it is a bit too diffused. I don't think it holds together all that well. Scheiner's mix sounds to me like you're possibly in the recording studio with the band. And Wilson's mix is interesting. Like I said, it offers plenty of separation, especially if you just listen to those front 3 channels. It is rather interesting just to hear Van vocally jamming with the rhythm section. It's very cool, as a matter of fact. And you're also going to hear a lot of other things for the first time. Parts that were buried. And you know what? I'll bring up a criticism of Steven Wilson on that point. Sometimes too much separation is a bad thing. There is an electric guitar across 3 or 4 songs on this record via his Atmos mix that sounds out of tune. And I have never heard that on the original mix, and I don't hear it on Scheiner's mix either. And we're either talking about a different take or just maybe that electric guitar needed to be nestled in with some other parts to get the right blend. Okay, so he also did that on Close to the Edge by Yes, and that might be a reason why I have listened to that surround mix only a few times, you know, right when it was new, and I've never been tempted to return to it. Because he overly separated, in my opinion, the lead vocal from the harmony vocals, and they just lost their blend. So anyway, that's enough for now, I think. Atmos is in Atmos streaming. Nobody has found it on Tidal yet, as far as I know. So if you have Apple Music, go check it out. If you also have this set, please comment below. Do you like the new streaming Atmos mix better, or do you like the Blu-ray from the former Deluxe set better? Now, one thing that I will give Wilson some major kudos for is he has publicly said that he prefers if his material comes out in a physical format. So it could be that if the label listens to him and releases Moondance in Atmos on Blu-ray, maybe his mix will actually surpass Scheiner's at that point. Maybe some of the punchiness and the cohesiveness that I'm hearing in Scheiner's mix comes from the full quality that you can get from Blu-ray with its vast bandwidth. And I don't know, maybe SDE Surround Series can put out Moondance, Atmos, and maybe even include the old Scheiner mix as well, so nobody has anything to lose. Anyway, so leave your comments, thumbs up, subscribe, ring the notification bell, check out my eBay store, all that good stuff. I appreciate all your support, and until next time, live life in surround.